Hello everyone, I'm Griffin and we are back with another reaction video. We are reacting once again to Brett Cooper. I think that was her name. This one is My Biology is Not Your Costume. Now, let's just see what this is about, shall we?
Welcome back to the comment section. I'm Brett Cooper. I am so excited about today. I'm actually smiling and it is genuine because we have a palette cleanser today. The episodes for the last couple of weeks, they have been, fun, but they're heavy hitting. We're dealing with like gross, disgusting cultural stuff. They've all done really well. You guys have been super active in the comment section. So I just want to give everybody a sliver of hope because my TikTok algorithm has been making me very happy as of late. So I want to show you some of these videos. But before we get into it, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and ring that notification bell so that you never miss a comment section or off the clock episode. So you might be thinking, Brett, oh my God, are you going to be showing us videos of koalas? No.
Oh, dang it! Well, I'm out of here. Goodbye, everyone.
That's not what my TikTok looks like. That is what my Instagram Explore page looks like. The other day, literally, I think the entire front page was all koala videos, and that's what I watch in my spare time. But on TikTok, usually it's videos of like deranged people and crazy teachers and children shaving off their heads and becoming a different gender. But over the last couple of weeks, I have seen so many videos of people, specifically women, pushing back against gender ideology and their erasure and people's attempt to basically shame us into silence and being genderless blobs. And they are doing so, I think, in a really kind way, in an empathetic way, but also standing their ground and saying, like, we have not come this far in like traditional feminism, in fighting for equality, to now be told that we are nothing and our gender can easily be just like picked up by a random man who puts on a dress. And I am here for it. We're gonna watch some of these videos. We're gonna be hopeful. This is a white pill on the comment section. All right, we're gonna start off with this one.
A white pill.
Confront me for using the women's restroom. I lived here for 4.5 years. Everyone should know that I'm a trans woman.
You know what? I'm just gonna say it because I'm afraid that if nobody says anything and stands up for this type of behavior.
Trans woman? Really? He's a trans woman. Dude, I look more feminine. Oh god, I hate saying that. I look more like a woman than that fucker does. Probably because I got longer hair, but man. I'm a trans woman. No, you look like fucking Jabba the Hutt.
Then scared women and girls are going to be the ones paying the price for this. When are we going to draw the line? Because the idea of a grown-ass man walking in after my daughter to the locker room or to the restroom or whatever horrifies me, and it should for every single parent out there.
I will say this. If I had a daughter and I saw her go to the restroom and then I saw some big-ass man coming in behind her, I'd grab his ass and be like, no, you are staying the fuck out of that bathroom. And if he had a problem with that, I would tell him, my daughter's in there. You go in there, I will break you in half. When it comes to friends and family, I'm very protective.
All this looks like to me is a way to push predatory boundaries. Biological women's right to privacy is being challenged by this ideology, and society is trying to become so inclusive, all while simultaneously excluding and disregarding the real fears and boundaries that biological women have.
And that's because biological women are now lower on the totem pole. For a long time, women were an oppressed class, and now we don't get to say shit because there are many more people that are intersectionally more advantageous than us, and they get precedence. And even if we are saying, this is uncomfortable, this is wrong, this makes us feel awful, the way that you're talking about us, the way you're imitating us, they just don't care about what we have to say. So this video has 465,000 likes. That's not even views, that is likes. It was short, it was to the point. When we talk about the bathroom ordeal and men being allowed in women's spaces, we're not saying,
if they want to end this, let there be men's bathrooms, women's bathrooms, put a third one in. It says trans people bathrooms. Both trans men and trans women can go in those bathrooms. They cannot go into the man's bathroom or the women's bathroom. They can go in that trans bathroom. End it there. But they're not going to do that. I guarantee you they're not going to do that.
that every trans person is a predator. That's wrong. That is not what it is. Allowing men into women's spaces, opening that door is just opening up the opportunity for predatory behavior. Women and their children and young girls should feel comfortable going into locker rooms, going into public bathrooms safely and privately, not having to worry about some guy being a creep next to them.
Giggity.
And obviously, this will happen anyway because people who want to be creeps will always find ways to be creeps and be criminals. But we are now socially saying this is acceptable. It is fine. And if a man is in the stall next to you, it's probably because obviously he is transgender. You can't say anything. And then if you say anything about it, you're going to be labeled as a bigot and a transphobe. That's wrong. We should not be afraid to say, I am uncomfortable. I feel unsafe. Somebody commented and said, I am done accepting the delusion. We've nearly accepted ourselves out of existence, which is a great way to put it. All right, here's another video.
I don't want to be referred to as a womb owner. I don't want to be referred to as a pregnant person. I don't want to be referred to as a bleeder. I don't want to be referred to
A bleeder?
as a birthing person. I don't want to be referred to as a chest feeder. I don't want to be referred to as a cis woman.
When did bleeder come into this? That sounds horrible. Oh, it sounds disgusting too. Ugh.
I am just a woman.
I see a lot of comments and tweets from people and they say, well, we're not asking you to say these terms. Like, it's fine if you want to be a big...
They're not asking us to accept that we're a cis woman. No, they're forcing these women and things to be called this shit. They're trying to do it legally too. It's fucking stupid. When did human logic disappear? Well, like 30 fucking years ago?
Bigot. If you do use those terms, then you're being accepting, you're being a good person, but not everybody's saying that. Like, no, this is coming from doctors. Have you seen the videos of literal OBGYNs saying, can we stop using the word mother? Can we stop using the word breastfeeding? You're a birthing person and a chest feeder. You're not a woman, you're just a person who menstruates. Stop boiling us down to just pieces of our anatomy. I am so much more than the way that my body inherently works. And I don't know why that's controversial to say. We have worked so hard to get to a point in our society where women are not objectified. I mean, sort of. And now we are literally letting them re-objectify us once again in a different way. But we are still an object. We are still...
Honestly, the way they're objectifying women now, I think is probably way more fucking disrespectful and insulting than the way they were objectified before. Way more insulting. Chest feeders, bleeders, apparently. Child bearers, child birthers, it's so insulting. I mean, the way we were objectifying them before, we were just finding them sexually attractive and, creepily probably complimenting them on their boobs and butts and whatnot. But, this stuff nowadays is so, even as a man, I find it so disrespectful and insulting. Even to my own mother, it's like, no, my mother didn't raise me for 32 years just to be called a birthing person. No, she's a fucking mother. I'm insulted for my mother. She will forever be a mother. She will be mom. That's it. Fuck off. Jesus Christ.
Still a utility. Like, I saw this comment under this one, and this girl named Audrey said, like, why do all of the inclusive words sound so dehumanizing?
They do.
Because they're objectifying us again. We're being pushed aside. Another girl said, the fact that they are trying to make us seem like we are being offensive by feeling this way, it is sick. Another woman said, yes, in the name of inclusivity, they are excluding women, which to me seems like a new form of sexism. Definitely is, especially because many of the people telling women these things are actually men. I just love that women are feeling brave enough and feeling called enough to make these videos and are getting such a positive response. Like that one that we just watched had 166,000 likes. That's very, very positive movement. Here's another one. Oh God, it's Grant.
Day 12 of being a girl, and we're gonna go buy tampons. Let's go.
It's crazy to me that girl and woman has become a costume that anyone can put on.
I love
all you
this
have to
girl,
do
by the
is
way.
just put on some makeup, put on some heels, a dress, and buy some tampons. Crazy part about also being a little girl and coming into your menstrual cycle, which most of us, it wasn't a super fun experience, of being really uncomfortable and embarrassed with buying these products, putting on the products, not being properly educated on how to use them, was that when you did get your period and it wasn't, regular or was hellish or whatever, your doctor's first instinct is to suppress it, to snuff it out, to get rid of your fertility and put you on hormonal birth control, which increases your risk for cancer, autoimmunity, severe digestive issues, nutrient deficiency, a long list of stuff that they're like, hey, like we'll just keep you on from the time that you're 11 to 35 or whenever you decide to come off and want to try to have for kids. But you know, you might be infertile by then because of the hormonal suppression and damage it causes. And now it's the small parts that were hard and so frustrating are being glamorized and laughed at and used as like props in a character, in a costume. It's just kind of offensive.
Yeah, kind of is putting it mildly. I like what you said there at the end, especially. It is.
It's not putting it mildly. It's putting it lightly. It's not. It's not kind of offensive. It is fucking offensive. Even as a man, I'm saying that. Stop fucking dehumanizing women and using what they are as a fucking costume. It's insulting. Even as a man, I find it insulting. These poor women have to put up with all this bullshit that these dumbass men are trying to do.
A prop.
It's like they're trying to outperform women. Why? What sort of gratification do you get out of this shit? And I'm not talking about the people who, you know, who genuinely transition to be a woman because they genuinely feel like they're not in the right body. I'm not talking about those ones. I'm talking about the dumb shits who are doing it for these dumbass reasons.
Using this to amplify and build out these stereotypes of women that they have perceived, but they don't have any of these lived experiences. If you're an adult, dress up however you want. That's fine, but don't walk around making fun of women, making light of what we go through, telling us what we should think about ourselves, telling us what our experience should be and how we need to change the way we perceive ourselves to make you comfortable because now you are a real woman. No, bullshit. We're not doing that. We've been told what to do for centuries. We got to a point where we don't have to do that anymore, so we're not. Somebody replied and said, yes, and it was these people saying gender is a social construct. Wearing pink doesn't make somebody a girl. That now literally just wear pink and buy tampons and they think that makes them women. Excellent point. You cannot just change.
Originally, pink was supposed to be for boys and blue was supposed to be for the girls. For those who don't know. I don't know how or why it got switched, but yeah, that's how originally it was supposed to be.
Your gender by adopting a higher pitched voice and acting silly and waving tampons around because you don't know where to put it.
Put them way up inside there as far as they can fit. Oh, jeez, Rick.
Doesn't work that way. In addition to women making these videos, which is so impressive to me, men are also making these videos in defense of women. And I mean, I was sending myself videos for hours last night, over the past couple of weeks actually, when I really started noticing this. You can go search, you know, chest feeder and a few other terms you might have heard in these videos, and they'll pop up. And the creators that are making these videos, again, it's just impressive and it is inspiring. But I also want to show some of the men that are speaking up about this.
So I find it funny that women are expected to change terminology that they've used to describe their own bodies for centuries to accommodate trans women. But what are men doing to accommodate trans men? Or what are men even being asked to accommodate? Because women now have to say person who menstruates, person who's pregnant, chest feeding. But I don't see anyone up in arms trying to change the terms testicles, penis, ejaculation, erection, Adam's apple, prostate. Seems kind of one-sided, doesn't it? And I'm sorry, if you're looking for love and acceptance from someone, the worst way to do that is by kicking in their front door and demanding changes to meet your needs. Because you're basically saying, my feelings are more valid than yours are.
It's not just my feelings are more important than your feelings. It's my feelings are more important than objective reality. I had not thought about this.
Or just saying my feelings are more important than your entire fucking existence in reality. It's so fucking stupid. It's really dumb. It really frustrates me how these and like nearly this vocal trans community, the very vocal part of the trans community, are trying to like erase the entirety of reality of women. It's like it's almost to the point where the word woman or girl or breastfeeding or pregnant, it's like these words are almost to the point where they themselves are trying to get deleted and they're offensive for the word itself. Or they're trying to erase the word itself from existence so a woman can no longer be called a woman. It's fucking stupid. I guarantee without any they're trying to erase the existence of the entire sex that has birthed their dumbass. They don't realize because of this entire one gender that they are even existing in this reality. And they're trying to erase them.
At all until I saw this video, but it is so true. And I'm not somebody that, cries about misogyny or the patriarchy or sexism, but it is interesting that it is women that are forced to make these concessions. Why is it the trans women asking women to do this? I don't see trans men telling men to change anything about themselves. Why is that? Is it just a bunch of narcissistic dudes being like, no, we want to own these female things? I don't get it. What is it? It's just very odd. I saw somebody comment and be like, Susan's apple.
Susan's apple.
Full-blown Handmaid's Tale vibes from birthing person, pregnant person, etc. It's like we're being referred to as a childbearing vessel. Literally, yes. And the left loves to claim Handmaid's Tale, which is a fantastic book and a fantastic TV series, by the way. And they love to claim that and say, this is what the Trump era was doing for women. You can't get abortions. We're just forced to be, these utilities. Okay, well, look at the terms that you are applying to us now. We are literally nothing but random body parts and random bodily functions. It's so strange. Somebody else said chest feeding is such a chronically online term. It really is. Like, oh my God, get a life. If you think anybody is actually going to use that,
Good luck.
The scary part is I say that, and then I remember the videos of the doctors and the nurses and the midwives telling people to say that. It's like,
and the politicians.
Sorry guys, this is supposed to be positive. It is positive. All right, we have another one.
This thing does not go up inside you.
Got another
like,
great
where did
reaction.
that go? Oh my God, what the hell?
I would be pissed. That unfortunate man that got sent to the store to pick up one thing for his girlfriend, just to find out that somebody bought the last box to do an unboxing video. Where did this go? I don't even know. It's cute. What is it shape like? I don't even have the parts for this.
Like, it's so... You don't even have to make some profound point. Just address the fact that it is absurd. Laugh about it. That's the first step. You don't need to be some intense, super eloquent, social, cultural commentator. You can literally just see that this is ridiculous. And I know you guys are smart. My audience is on top of it. But just to drive the point home, like, here's a stat for you. 0. That is the number of normal, clear-thinking women who date a beta male on purpose. No matter what Instagram or TikTok says about men and trying to feminize them, and trust me, I have been down that rabbit hole. You guys have been with me. What most women want is a strong, masculine man. So now that we've cleared all that up, time to talk to the ladies. If your man is a man and not a he, him, go pick up a Jeremy's Razors Valentine bundle for beer, charcoal, moisture. Jeremy 30 being like that guy and will help you become even more of a masculine man, in addition to being like that guy and actually having the balls to stand up for women. Somebody commented and said, it is the hottest thing when guys stand up for women. Oh my goodness, finally somebody said what needs to be said. Yes, and standing up for women in not a like, oh my God, she's a girl boss, we need to worship women because of the patriarchy, I just like step on me, whatever. Like, no, that's gross. That's like cucked beta behavior. But it is hot in like a I'm a man and I should lead and protect sort of way. So just keep that in mind, young fellows who watch me. Here's another comment. Somebody said, what bothers me the most is he wasted that whole box because he thought he was being cute and funny. Thank you for calling him out. It made my day. Like, what did he do with it? To Dylan's credit.
Dylan!
Because Dylan did that video first, and a lot of creators have now copied him, like trans women being like, oh, let me like go see what these tampons are. To Dylan's credit, he did keep those tampons and give them out to his girlfriends. He gave them all away. Like, that's totally fine. Then that girl gets a free tampon. I love when I go into a bathroom and I see that they're already laid out. But like, it's nice. But Grant was like making fun of it. Being like, oh, what do I do? Like that guy was saying. And like, that's just, it's wrong and it's insensitive and it makes no objective sense. This is a trans kid. And this 16-year-old is more well-spoken than most people on the internet. Again, Grant. Everybody has a problem with him.
Where did that go?
So as time goes on, I find myself increasingly frustrated with the narrative that cis people will hate us no matter what, so why try? And as much as I love my trans sisters, and as much as it sucks, I think that it's very important to recognize the distinction between your lived experience as a trans woman and that of a cis woman. And that's why I feel that we definitely need to tread carefully and not get on the internet and make these clout-chasing videos where you're holding a tampon and staring at it in disgust, as if that's not something that cis women have to use, like, in their daily life. Like, it's not disgusting, it's normal. And I think that you should really ask yourself, like, what does being trans mean to you? What does being a woman mean to you? Why is it important to you that you get on the internet and make videos documenting every day of your transition, often in a very stereotypical and disrespectful manner? Why do you feel that that's necessary?
Now, I don't know anything about this kid's story. Usually...
Yeah, it's, you know, if all you're doing is making, like, if you're a trans person and all you're doing is making videos for, like, what that dumbass was doing with the tampon, is for clout and that shit, you can fuck right off. Now, if a trans person wants to make videos to help inform and help other trans people along the way, and, you know, give actually informative advice and other shit, yes, please do that, because there are plenty of them out there who don't know what to do and are very confused and could use some help and advice. Do that. Don't do it for clout or anything. Do it to help others. If all you're doing is for clout, you can fuck right off. No one wants you. You are just annoying to the rest of the world. Well, to the rest of the world that has a logical thinking brain. Just fuck off.
I draw the line when it comes to trans kids, people under the age of 18. I don't know if this person has undergone any medical transition. Again, that is usually where I have a problem.
When it comes, I want to say one thing. When it comes to transitioning, if you're going to do bottom surgery, make sure to think very, very, very long and hard about it. Please do that, because that is irreversible. Especially for the men who are transitioning to women. It is irreversible. Please, please think very long and hard about it. Before you make the decision, make sure you are very, very sure about what you're going to do. Because like I said, that procedure is irreversible and you cannot go back. So, and it's also very dangerous. So, make sure you give it a good think before you commit. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying think about it. Really, really think about it.
And I want to know about the parental involvement and all of that. But all of that aside, this kid is making really, really important points and is obviously wise beyond their years and is pointing out a really important factor of this entire conversation, where so many of these people are making these videos for clout. You cannot claim that you are so oppressed when you can go online and document this journey and make all of these videos, get huge brand deals from feminine product companies. You cannot do that while still claiming...
The one thing, in my opinion, when it comes to feminine product companies and, you know, actual feminine products that women need on a daily basis or a weekly basis or whatever basis, I'm not a woman, I don't know, they should not go to trans women. They should go to actual women, actual biologically born women. I'm sorry if that sounds mean, but these trans women have no use for these feminine products. None, because they are not women, they are biological men.
That you are oppressed, like that is you chasing clout at the expense of biological women. It's just such an important point to make. And I love that I saw this video. It gave me a lot of hope. Again, like I said, so well spoken and only 16. It's impressive. Somebody commented and said, unfortunately, misogyny very much runs through every part of the LGBTQ plus community, even though we like to pretend we're exempt from it. I would actually just call that narcissism. It is a bunch of dudes trying to be women better than women. So maybe it is misogyny. I don't know. And another point is that this community is like demanding to be taken seriously, is demanding respect. And they believe that they're holier than thou. We can never be misogynist. We never do those things that those awful alt-righters and, you know, cis people do. We are so loving. We are so tolerant. We are so progressive. And we want to be taken seriously. And then they make these videos that are so unserious, that are so stereotypically making fun of women. Literally a caricature of what we are. It is a joke. It's like, I'm not going to take that seriously. I might take this kid seriously, but I'm not going to take the laughing, the silliness, the googly eyes at tampons. I'm not taking that seriously. Somebody else commented and said, as a woman, I really appreciate what you're saying. My life experience isn't something that's a joke. Thank you for saying this.
When it comes to women, when it comes to women, in my opinion, there is nobody that can be or do a woman better than a woman. Because only women can and have experienced what women go through. A man that transitions to a woman can never understand what a woman has gone through and can never do a woman better than an actual woman. Try as you might, you cannot. There is not a man on this earth that can do a woman better than a woman. Or that can be a woman better than a woman. None. I will stand by that forever.
Another girl said, this is what sisterhood looks like. Mutual respect, compassion, and communication. Thank you. Now, this last video, this is another guy. I just wanted to highlight a few of these. This is a reaction to another non-binary somebody on TikTok, and he also did a brand deal with tampons.
I did a brand deal for tampons.
Oh, this fucker. This guy can fuck right off. I'm sorry. This guy, I don't care what anyone says. He's a fucking child predator. He needs to fuck off every social media, just off the internet forever. I don't like this guy. Telling kids to go on his Patreon so he can talk to them without parental supervision. This guy can fuck right off the planet.
This was 2020, and this is me.
Why does this man...
I love his style. He looks so cool. It's kind of like a Johnny Depp vibe.
think that women need his support and voice to talk about their periods. I've been watching these, it's blowing my tiny little mind. I didn't even think that there was a stigma.
He's got a Johnny Depp vibe. He looks... I like his style. He's really cool.
Homosexuals, it's they create issues that aren't there. It's almost like these would have been the goths at the school that just need this wanted attention, so they would have done anything. And now, because no one really cares about it, they're causing issues and problems that aren't
Again,
even there
narcissism.
anymore. When did I ever think we're going to live in an era where men are talking about tampons and promoting tampons because they feel that women haven't got the voice?
It's really interesting because that was the tipping point for so many women. The Grant tampon video, this one, Dylan's, because that is such a primal part of womanhood, and turning that into a joke or something that is politically and socially advantageous, it's just disgusting. He makes such a good point that literally nobody cares. And I say this a lot on many different topics. We have it so good in this country, in this society, in this age of technology. We are richer than we have ever been. You are creating problems out of thin air in order to get attention, to feel better about yourself, to have people sympathize with you.
I find it utterly baffling that people have this need to create a problem where there isn't one. It's like they can't live without conflict. They can't live without the drama and stress in their life. It's like they need to create controversy or a problem in order to get this sort of high in their brain. It's like their brain chemistry can't function without any sort of drama going on. I don't understand this. Why can't you not just go on with your life without any stress or drama or anything? Just go about your life. Stop fucking with society or anything else. I don't understand why you can't do that. It's like I would love to live a stress-free, peaceful life, but there are so many things going on in the world that shouldn't be there. There's so many problems going on that shouldn't be there because they were created out of thin fucking air and then became giant fucking problems. People are fucking stupid.
You are creating problems that do not exist at the expense of other people. If you had just gone about your lives kept private things private like normal people do, we would not be having these issues. If you would have not started being predatory towards children and trying to indoctrinate them at a young age, we would not have had this problem. I have one other thing to say on this. I did not pull a video, but I remember, like, early in COVID, I was watching TikTok and I saw this couple and the girl is trans and she's dating like a cis normal guy. And somebody commented on one of their videos and was like, do you have a penis or a vagina? Like, have you gotten bottom surgery? Whatever, like just trying to figure it out. And the girlfriend went on this whole rant about how they had a perfect designer vagina because they had undergone bottom surgery. And so it was plastic surgeon created. It was so perfect. What man wouldn't want that? It's perfect. Like, and then I saw these other videos of trans women saying like, oh, any guy can hook up with me and not have to worry about me getting pregnant. I'm never gonna have a period. It's never gonna be messy. They never have to go through that. So it's like, it becomes classist in a way. It's like you are claiming that you are a woman, but you don't have to go through the basic, not even struggles, but just
I'll say this, it's gonna sound mean. I would never date a trans woman. Even if they had bottom surgery. Because I'm still sleeping with because I would still be dating and sleeping with a biological man. I don't want that. Personally, I want somebody who was born a biological woman and has the parts from birth. I will never date a trans woman. Not for me.
Experiences of women, and then you inherently think that you are better and more desirable than every other biological woman who has quirks, whose body is different, who might look a different way than you, and might not have your perfect Barbie pocket plastic surgeon designed vagina. That does not make biological women less than. That just makes them real. It's exhausting. It is fueled by narcissism. It's not misogyny. I mean, maybe in a way it is because it's all these dudes, but it's narcissism, and it's people wanting to create problems out of nothing to feel good about themselves. And in typical fashion, the people who bend a knee to this and say like, oh my god, you're so beautiful, yes, I am, I could never be a trans woman, like you are so incredible, whatever, like they are being hypocritical. I'm guessing that they would say that they're feminists, who hate the patriarchy, who believe that they're a girl boss, who want to be so progressive, they believe that women are oppressed, and yet they stand by and don't say anything, as women are literally being reduced to stereotypes and pieces of genderless anatomy, like a chest feeder, by men for the sake of political correctness. It's absurd. But I said this was going to be a positive episode, so I do want to end on a lighter note. The good thing is, look at the people making these videos, who are willing to put themselves out there.
Political correctness can go fuck off. I'm going to go with reality correctness.
To say, this is absurd. This isn't right. This makes me feel uncomfortable. I don't care if you cancel me. I'm going to stand by this. That is incredible. And that should give us hope that there, are more people out there, not just me, not just other, creators and political commentators and cultural commentators on these bigger platforms, but normal people like you and I who have feelings, they're sharing them. And they're being brave enough to do so. And that is just impressive, and that is a good thing. Thanks for...
Yep. People suck. Well, that is it for the video. I hope you all enjoyed it. I do have a streaming channel over on Twitch, plus other social medias and a Discord. Links to all those are in the description below. I hope if there are any other videos or music videos you'd like to see me react to, please make sure to comment them down below, and I will get to them as soon as I can. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.